Imagine you're left-handed, but you're living in a world where owning right-handed seizures exist. Every time you cut the paper tier, the blades hide the line, and your hand cramps, and you get that speech from your teacher or your parent. Why are you being so difficult? Why can't you just cut the paper like everybody else? You need Caesar therapy to fix your hand. I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is the reality for a lot of neurodivergent kids. Just like how ridiculous it is to have a Caesar therapy, the problem is not the left-handed person. The problem is the poorly designed system that only suits right-handed people. It's a design problem. Everything around us is built by designers for a standard user. What is a standard user? A standard user is an imaginary person that has average hearing, average focus, average patience, and average everything. The design is this way so it satisfies most people. It's logical in itself. But as a result, if you're neurotypical, the world fits you better. Most things just work. But if you're neurodivergent, you're running on high sensitivity settings, and this creates friction. Taking the school as an example, it assumes a standard user learns the best by sitting at a chair for an extended period of time. In the grocery store, a standard user isn't bothered by the buzzing neon lights or endless choices. When a neurodivergent person melts down in the grocery store, it's not bad behavior, it's a system error. We've built a world that is unintentionally hostile to many neurodivergent people who are sensory sensitive. You know that frustration when you walk in the door, it looks like a pull, but it actually is a push? That is a bad design. The society is built on what is called implicit design. It relies on invisible rules. We say things like be polite, read the rule, but we never spell it out. What does it actually mean? We expect everyone to just know the rules. Take a typical ask as an example. Go clean your room. To a neurotypical child, clean your room can be a pretty straightforward ask. But to a neurodivergent child, this instruction doesn't work. Where do I start? Do I move the books first? Where does the Legos go? When am I finished? The command is too big. The ask is too vague. When we see a child standing amidst a mess, after given that command, we're probably thinking, oh, they're just lazy or being difficult. But the fact is they just don't know where to start. They're waiting for the exact instruction, an instruction that looks like a checklist with clear steps. This will get the child to move. So when you see a neurodivergent child acting out or getting angry in a social event, they're probably frustrated because they're standing in front of the door that looks like a pull, but it's actually a push. There's a story in the world of design called curb cut effect. Years ago, cities started cutting these little ramps into the sidewalks. The goal was helping people in wheelchairs across the street safely. But then they observed something unexpected. Parents with strollers started to use it. Travelers with suitcases started to use it. Kids on bikes start to use it. It turns out when you design for people who need it the most, you're actually making life easier for everyone else. The same concept is how we need to think about the neurodivergent design. We're not just accommodating a small group of people. We're building better curves for everybody. When you put up a visual schedule for an autistic child in the classroom, everyone else in the classroom will also stop asking what's next. Everyone's anxiety goes down a little bit. You know that feeling when a loud refrigerator finally shuts off? You didn't realize how loud it was. Your brain is secretly working overtime to ferret it out. It still takes your brain energy without you knowing it. It's just for an autistic brain, it's like hundreds of times louder. So when we finally cut down those sensory triggers, it doesn't just help the sensory sensitivity brain, it also calms down everyone's brain just a little bit. Another example, subtitles were built for people who need hearing aids, but subtitles ended up being used by everybody who just wanted an easier experience. When we make social rules a little bit clearer or just write it down in instructions, it's like turning on subtitles for everybody. No one ever has to struggle to follow the plot anymore. So how do we stop forcing ourselves into right-handed seizures? We need a way to scan the world, to look at school, a dentist office, or the playground. Is it designed for my autistic brain or my child's autistic brain, or against it? I've researched common sensory dimensions and come up with a framework to grade the system. I call it the CALM system. C for clarity. This is the predictability check. Does the place explain explicitly what will happen? Is there a visual guide? Do we have a clear plan when we step inside? If I have to guess what's coming up, my anxiety is already spiking. Good design eliminates the guessing. And then A for accommodation. I don't mean special treatment, flexibility. Like if my child's having a rough day, can we pause? Can we skip a step? Can we bring fidget toys or headphones? I believe good designs should be flexible. You can take a break when you need it. Next is L for low arousal. This is the multidimensional sensory check. Does the place have a strong scent? Can we turn down the volume? Can we dim the lights? Is there hours that it's not crowded? Finally, M for movement and safety. This is the wiggle room. If my child needs a place to calm down, is that okay? Is there an escape route in case we need to get out of there fast? Is it possible? Is it safe? Are the doors locked? Is the front door not facing a busy street? For me, if the place fails the calm test, the design is working against you, and you have every right to look at a place and pass. But when I use the COM checklist to places in my city, it's quite disappointing that nothing checks all the boxes. That's just the current reality. But we don't have to stop here because there are places that check a few boxes, and we can start using a checklist like this to scan our environment, recognize the need for different design, and start asking the places to change. Together, we can change the reality. Have you noticed any design wins or design fail recently? Let me know in the comments. I believe we're moving into a future where we stop asking people to mask and start asking places to adapt, just like how we invented the left-handed scissors and stop punishing the lefty. Thank you so much for watching and making a push. I'll see you in the next one.